You know, when we think about space travel, our minds usually jump straight to the rockets, the science, the technology. But this explainer, it's about a different part of the journey. It's about the profoundly human experience of coming home, told through astronaut Sunita Williams' incredible and totally unexpected 9-month mission.
Her story really begins here, not with a countdown or a launch, but with this feeling. It just immediately grounds this epic journey in something we all get: human connection. This wasn't just about a mission objective. It was a test of endurance, and it was fueled by the voices of the people she loved and that constant hope of seeing them again.
And that hope of getting back home? Well, it was going to be tested, almost right away. So the first part of her story is what we're calling the long goodbye. This is that period where the initial plan for a quick return just slowly slips away, and the word soon starts to feel like a horizon you can never quite reach.
I mean, it was supposed to be a totally routine mission. It began just like any other. She left Earth carrying that same hope every single astronaut has, that she'd be back on solid ground before she knew it. But as it turns out, space had other plans.
Yeah, soon stretched into 9 long months. The source material describes each delay so poetically, saying it felt like a soft but heavy thud in her heart. Just try to imagine that feeling for a second. You're up there, you have to maintain perfect composure for your crew, while inside, that hope for home gets pushed back, again, and again, and again.
So how do you even live when home is that far away? Her life in orbit really became this masterclass in finding balance. You're caught between the absolutely breathtaking beauty of space and this constant, quiet ache for Earth. Her life was just this series of incredible contrasts. On one hand, you have these moments of pure magic, right? Laughter echoing on video calls with her kids, the weird joy of her hair floating around her head like a halo, and that immense pride in the science she was doing. But all those moments were shadowed by the weight of waiting, of closing your eyes to imagine home, or pressing a hand against the window, looking down at a world you just can't touch.
To cope with it all, she developed this personal mantra. It was this small ritual to keep herself grounded while she was literally floating above the entire world. In the vast humming silence of the space station, this little whisper to herself, "One more day," it became her anchor.
And that daily ritual? It was a defense mechanism against a feeling that very few humans will ever truly understand: what it's like to be homesick for an entire planet. It was this deep ache for home that went way beyond just missing people.
Just think about that for a moment. How do you even process missing the most ordinary, the most fundamental parts of just existing? It's not just about missing your family, it's about missing the very physics of your world.
This is what that longing actually felt like. She missed the specific sound of her loved ones' voices, not through a speaker, but in the same room. She missed the sound of footsteps on a floor, something that's literally impossible in 0G. She missed the feeling of wind on her skin. She missed the simple, constant pull of gravity. Even something as small as the familiar weight of a coffee mug in her hand. These are the things that anchor us to our world, and for her, they were 9 months away.
And then, the turning point. After all that waiting, this is the moment everything changes. It's finally time to come home, and that means facing the final, fiery descent back down to Earth.
Can you imagine the sheer relief of hearing that message? After months and months of whispering "one more day" to herself, these words, "It's time to come home," were the signal that the long, long wait was finally over.
The return journey is this intense 4-part sequence. First, there's the call. Then comes the fire, the violent shaking ride as the capsule just burns its way through the atmosphere. And in that moment of incredible force, a single tear escapes her eye. Not from fear, but from the overwhelming release of finally returning. And the sequence ends with the landing, a rough, jarring, but deeply, deeply welcome impact.
And that impact brings us to the final chapter, an earthly welcome. This part is all about reconnecting with the planet, one sense at a time.
This is such a powerful moment. After 9 months of breathing nothing but sterile, recycled air, the hatch cracks open, and that first breath of Earth, rich with the smell of soil and rain and just life, it rushes in. The source says she felt something deep inside her just settle.
And then came the physical reconnection. Her muscles, weakened from all those months in weightlessness, had to completely relearn how to stand on solid ground. But as her feet touched the soil, trembling but so determined. It was like the entire planet was welcoming her back into its embrace. And in that moment, the entire 9-month journey just crystallized into one simple, powerful truth. Looking up at the sky she had just fallen through, she whispered this: "Home is a beautiful thing to return to." After seeing the whole world from a distance, just being a part of it again, that was everything.
So you see, Sunita Williams' journey wasn't just a trip through space. It was this profound exploration of what it means to be human and what it means to belong. And it really leaves us with a final question to think about. What does home truly mean? And do you have to see it from the stars to really understand how beautiful it is?